Aware of that, traveling anywhere in the state of Iowa later on today. It's 8:15 right now. And Stivers Ford Lincoln downright proud to salute great organizations and great events that are happening in town.
Make Me a World Iowa. We've heard this before, but we're so excited to. How many years going strong?
We are at 20 years.
20 years. Yes. Can I hear an overwhelming applause for that? Betty C. Andrews, of course, executive director of this wonderful event. What is happening? You've probably heard of this before, 20 years strong, but what is happening this weekend?
Well, this is Iowa's African American Festival. It's called I'll Make Me a World in Iowa. We are celebrating 20 years of celebrating African American arts, culture, and contributions.
And how did this all come about?
Oh my goodness, we were challenged nationally. We were challenged by a company called Blackside Productions. They were creating a documentary on African American arts and culture nationally that was going to air on National Public Television. And they challenged groups locally to come up with programming to coincide. And Iowa did that, and we have continued to do that. That's amazing because we're the only project that's left standing probably after the second year of this program. So we stepped up and said, we're going to do this. We pulled a large committee together and had a day at the historical building. We thought was going to be 300 people. Ended up with over 1,000 people. Our crowds kept doubling and doubling and doubling. We moved to the Polk County Convention Center, and now we're at the Iowa Event Center, Hy-Vee Hall. So it gets bigger and bigger. We have 3 events that go along with the festival. We have our gala, which we just had last weekend, and it was just wonderful. We ended up with Curtis Blow, and it was just a fabulous evening. And this weekend we're going to celebrate Education Day. And Education Day is our day that we come together and we, joined by our presenting sponsor, Iowa State University, we make sure that we have a day of legacy and respect. We have a number of students coming together to do our Black History Game Show. We have workshops and we have a ton of fun. And then it's the big day, Celebration Day on Saturday. And guess what? I'll Make Me a World in Iowa is bringing the heat. We've got the January thaw here this weekend, so we love it. We love it. So we're going to celebrate big time. We have huge headliners and
I was going to say, who are you bringing in? Who are you bringing in?
We are bringing in, a lot of people may know him, Lorenz Tate. Lorenz Tate is from recently the television show called Power. A lot of people are power addicts. And then also he's from a movie called Girls Trip that was on just this past year. And then a little bit further back, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and a number of other things. And then we also have Carl Thomas, who is a rhythm and blues star, and he's going to be there with us. His single was I Wish, and of course Emotional, so we're excited. Curtis Blow was with us last weekend, so
that had to be cool.
It was so awesome to go old school rap from an ordained minister. That was like really cool, really cool. He said all his songs he can sing in church, so it was pretty awesome.
I love that, the original king of rap.
Yeah, it was great to see our sponsors up just rocking with Curtis Blow. So it was good in their formal gowns because the gala is a formal event. So it's awesome. Our big day, Saturday, January 27th, we have that starts at 11 a.m. and goes to 7 p.m. at the Iowa Event Center at Hy-Vee Hall. So we are going to be there.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful. It is powerful. It's more than just getting together. Of course, we have our Education Day, and that's so important. It's so important that we educate Iowans about this culture, about the contributions, about what's all around them, the history that they're not even aware of that's all around him. You can find that in statues and monuments by the Supreme Court building. They're building one coming up as a dedication to the African American Bar Association that was founded here. It's a national organization, and just a number of other activities. So, yeah.
And, you mentioned sponsors are an important part of this whole celebration, including Iowa State University.
Iowa State University has been our rock. They are our presenting sponsor this year, every year. They are a great sponsor for us and a great partner. They're not just a sponsor, they are a partner, and they literally get in and roll up their sleeves and do the work.
Well, we're excited to have Catherine Susky here, who I'm impressed you're here because you're director of admissions. Kind of a busy time for you right now.
Yes.
But it's important to come in and talk about why it's so important for Iowa State University to get behind behind a project like this?
Absolutely, Jackie. This fits really closely with our land grant mission. And so we are here as Iowa State University to educate Iowans and make Iowa a better place for everyone to live. And so this is what this program does. Black history is American history. And that's so crucial that we realize that, and we teach all Iowans about the contributions in the history of our Black Iowans and Black Americans.
And there's some pretty impressive African Americans that have gone through the doors of Iowa State University as
Absolutely. You look at folks like George Washington Carver. He was the first African American student at Iowa State, first African American faculty member. He was a botanist, an inventor. We all know about his work with the peanut, but he also did a lot with conservation of fields throughout the South. And so he led to a lot of our modern practices in farming. Folks like Jack Trice, who was the first African American football player at Iowa State and one of the first at a major institution in the nation. And he was unfortunately killed. He died following a football game that had some racial undertones to it. There's discussion from that time that he was attacked because of his race, and he died. And as we all know now, Jack Trice Stadium is named in his honor, and that was because of actions of students.
And the only stadium named in honor of a person like this of its kind in the country.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's very important to us.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate you being a part of it. And how can we be a part of it? Because we're hearing some wonderful things. We want to be empowered. We want to be educated.
Absolutely.
How do we get there? When should we arrive?
Well, the first thing you should know is that our Education Day and our Celebration Day is free. So Education Day, we have students right now, our numbers are topping 1,000.
Wow.
And they are coming from all over the state. So we've got people from Iowa City, Dubuque, Creston, Waukee, Johnston, of course, and Central Iowa is pretty strong, and then just all over the state, Waterloo. And then so they're coming in, their schools they're already pre-registered. And then Celebration Day, you simply come. Just come, show up to Hy-Vee Hall down at 730 3rd Street and just join us, because it's going to be a day. It's going to be an awesome day. We have a lot of Iowa performers. I can't forget to mention the Isisorettes. We have Remo Worship Ministry. So you'll see jazz, you'll see soul, you'll see pop, you'll see everything, and a lot of dance, a lot of dance fitness. We have an amazing wellness expo that we're going to have, and people can come and get free health checks, which is really powerful, because that's part of what we do to use our power for good. We have so many people in the same place, and African Americans, unfortunately, are at high risk for a lot of health factors. And so to be able to bring this health fair with supporters like Mercy Hospital and Broadlawns Hospital is a huge deal for us. So and we have had people there at the festival be told to go to the doctor right now, leave the festival, because their blood pressure was too high, or because something else was going on. So it's really, really critical. There are a lot of fun things that happen at I'll Make Me a World in Iowa, but there's also a lot of resources. We kick off Black History Month, but we also kick off, this is January, so we kick off the entire year in terms of programming. So you can come to I'll Make Me a World, say, oh, all these vendors are here and they're from different resources. This is what I'm going to do. You can set your year by this. So
there's so much going on. Where do we go for all the details and schedules?
Worldiniowa.org.
Worldiniowa.org.com works too. Or 515-288-7171.
Betty, Catherine, thank you so much for being here. 20 years strong. Go empower yourself and get educated.
Absolutely.
We'll be back. 824.